It is the first Wednesday of the new year.
Rob,
And I'm super excited. It's time to thrive. I'm Rob Patz.
I'm Jason Webb. We've made it, Rob. Man, last year went so fast. The holidays were great. I don't know about you. I know we've talked a lot about that. The holidays were fantastic for me. What'd you do this week? This holiday season?
I ate the entire time. I ate from the time Jason and we took off starting on the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Was our last real day of work, though. We both worked through the whole holiday. You know, our text messages to each other, hey, this is what's going on.
Well, and our pictures of food.
Yes, and pictures of food. So we get to the 20th, and literally it was like Katie barred the door. I started eating cookies and really just attacked the whole Christmas season. Hey, do you like summer sausage?
Oh, I love summer sausage. It's one of my favorite things to get through the holidays. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's not a bad gift." I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Kristen got from one of her associates. One of her associates gave her like this. It was really organic. It's like grass fed, the whole thing. Which I'm like, it's sausage. How can it be organic?
Yeah, right.
And they, as they say, they put everything but the squeal in there. And so it was organic. It was just incredible food, and it was like one of those times of year. Of course, it was a tough year with losing my mom, but at the same time, it was a celebration of what's still to come, and the people that are there. And I think the one thing my mom always said to me is celebrate the people that are there.
Yeah, completely.
Completely.
Yeah, and remember the ones that aren't there, but celebrate the ones that are there. That was actually in my verse today that I was going over. Don't worry about tomorrow, worry about today. There's enough to go through today in Matthew there. And so I was reading about that today, Rob, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And so we're excited about this year. And of course, there was football. And Jason is wearing his hat.
I wear my hat, Rob.
I did.
8 years since we made the playoffs. We made the playoffs.
It's exciting for you.
I'm taking the win. Okay, I'm taking it. We might lose this week. We more than likely will.
Oh, you're gonna get killed.
I'm gonna enjoy this week again. That scripture I read today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Enjoy today.
Hey, and we were talking about Mo Nix and his family. And if you haven't, do a little research on his family. Super cool dude. I tease him, call him Mo Picks, but he really is a good dude. And for the folks in Denver, hey, listen, good for you guys. I mean,
we finally found a quarterback. He is a strong Christian. You know what? He does not curse. When he's listening to music to get pumped up, it's actually all worship music, which I don't know if you knew that or not. Just an incredible guy. We're very happy to have him.
By the way, for no editor's note, that was Russell Wilson when he started. So he did all that stuff. Just say it. Not sure that's really a road you want to go down.
Well, again, I'm enjoying today. Okay, Rob, let's just go with that, please.
live for today. Anyway, hey, just really quick picks for this weekend: Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame. Who you got?
Oh, we got Texas, just because I'm a huge Texas fan. Okay, going with it. And then the other one is I'm going Penn State.
Oh,
I know you're an Ohio State fan. They're a great team. I think that's going to be a great game.
I think they're going to boat ride. I think they take them. I think Sarkisian by halftime is calling Nick Saban to see if he can be an assistant for whatever. Now, okay? Whatever Saban, yes, changing hats. Whatever Saban is doing next, that's what is Sarkisian will be looking for, because they took apart Oregon, and that was amazing. And of course, you got it. It was more of a heartfelt thing. It was neat to see Notre Dame win.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of Notre Dame myself. That's why I'm going Penn State. But they did well. And Texas has been my team for a very long time. I don't think Sarkisian's leaving, Rob. They just have the number one recruiting class this year. They actually just in the last couple of days had projected as the number one recruiting class. Oh, we lost Rob, but my guess is Texas is going to take it all, Rob.
No, not going to happen. Sorry, I'm back.
You're back.
I don't know what's going on. It's the gremlins of the morning, obviously.
No problem at all. No problem at all. But
It,
Rob, hey, we got to put our stuff up where people can find us on X here, right?
yes, there you go. Find me on X, which has been growing like crazy lately. Thank you so much for everybody that has been there. You can find me there. Always the disclaimer. Hey, listen, what I repost and stuff may not be something that you like if you're light skinned, thin skinned person. Don't.
Yeah, you gotta follow us on there. Again, that disclaimer's there because we are a little more honest when it comes to politics, life. We're a little more candid on there. So here's mine as well that you can pick on mine. And again, thank you so much for the viewership growing. We've grown our viewership on this and our following quite a bit, but we'd love to have you check us out there some more. But Rob, we have a couple great guests today.
Yes, and with the gremlins that are currently in my system, it's probably time for me to leave. I have no idea what happened there. It was just
no problem. Yeah, usually you freeze and it's there. We can see that, but there you did not. It was just gone. But you came back real quick, so that's good. But we have a couple guests today, Rob. Daniella Ordonez and Kenny Evans, and we're gonna start with Daniella if that's okay with you.
It's good with me. I'm excited. My wife told me not to talk about certain subjects, so of course, immediately I'm going to ask. Never mind. My wife's watching probably not right now. She doesn't watch live. She gets the replay, but
yeah, Kristen will. No, we don't need to get her on the angry side.
No,
okay?
Not on our bad side.
Yeah,
Jason's seen that lawyer face.
Yes,
so
yes,
he knows.
Yes, I have.
So yeah.
Well, awesome, Daniella. Introduction: wife, mother, best-selling author, kingdom influencer. You've wrote books, tell your story, turn your pain into purpose, and you have coaching programs. You help people transform pain into purpose, launch businesses, and fulfill their God-given assignments. Man, this is incredible to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Yes. So tell us about yourself. Like, where you based at, what you like, where you from, all of these things.
Yeah, so originally from New York, grew up in Brooklyn, and a lot of that actually colored, I think, the way that I used to look at, business and life and family. I come from a traditional, Italian American background, despite my last name. That's my married last name, yeah, a lot of that really, like I said, did color kind of how I looked at. Business, right? How I looked at business and what that was like, and faith and all of these things. And I had a radical deliverance encounter with the Lord in 2018, and that changed everything. Like the complete trajectory of my life changed totally. And so now I'm here as a wife, a mom, kingdom entrepreneur, influencer, all the things. So yeah.
That is so cool. I know, and doing learning about you and talking to you, seeing what you've done, you talk a lot about, like you just brought there, about turning pain into purpose. I have a similar story with that as well. Can you share some of that personal journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea of turning pain into purpose really comes from Romans 8:28. That God can turn everything around for good. And that actually started out when I was writing my own story. God said, I want you to talk about your story. I want you to know that everything that you've gone through are things that I'm redeeming for my plans and for my purposes, and that there's power in our testimony. In Revelation, it says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony. So I think there's a kingdom principle that's there, that when we step into that principle, we're going to step into our purpose. We're going to know what God called us for. What does he want to do with our lives? And, the enemy can't lie to us about the things that have happened in our past, because it's under the blood and it's been redeemed, and it's going to help unlock new things for other people as well.
That's awesome. And I have to give you some kudos. Being an ex-teacher, right? Middle school or high school. I don't know how you did that. My mom was a teacher. God bless you guys, really. Okay.
Thank you.
So being a teacher, that helps with your coaching, that helps with your writing, because you were an English teacher, right?
Yes. So I used to teach English in the Bronx, New York, and I loved it. It was just one of the things I was really passionate about doing. So I've worked with all different types of levels of people, just based on their backgrounds, different things. And Yeah, so that was part of my background. But one of the things that I love the most about being in the classroom was the impact that I was able to have on people's lives, because a lot of times they would come and they would be like, okay, well, what is my purpose? Like, what am I here? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really about the impact, but it did actually help, with the coaching in the world of books and things, the English side. But it was really about the impact that to have on those students was the most important.
That's amazing. Here, I'm going to put your QR code up here again. Go ahead, Rob.
Wait, I have a question. So now as a teacher, you've observed both Jason and I for a few minutes. Would have we been good students, or were we the trouble that you feared every day?
So actually, I would have probably I think you guys probably would have been the type to probably talk during class. And so I would have given you something in the class to do to utilize your skills. That's the kind of teacher I was. So I would say you were good doing what you are born to do.
So basically to distract us, Rob, which is definitely what
interpreted exactly.
Shiny object. Yes.
I was always, my report cards always said, he's really a wonderful student, except he talks too much.
Both of us, we're the same boat, Rob. Yeah. we tend to value relationships and communication. We talk a lot, and that's the reason why we have a show, right? We don't like the dead air. We just enjoy talking to people, and so that's part of this learning. But no, thank you so much for that. So I want to get into your mana mindset. Explain what that is and how that can be a problem, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually something that, if it's okay if I show, this is one of the books we have, Creating Wealth for the Kingdom. So in this book, the Lord was talking to me about having a manna mindset. And it's when the Israelites were taken out of Egypt, they had to rely on the manna for quite a period of time. It was like God's provision, praying, God's provision, wanting to see miracles. But God was also teaching them and training them and trying to help heal them of the things and the mindsets of Egypt. So when they went into the promised land, they were able to thrive. And I think that that's one of the most important things, is that sometimes we go through seasons where it feels like things are dried up. It feels like things are not really, going in the direction we want them to go. Maybe something new. It's a life transition. And there are seasons where we have to rely on God, heavily. But some people stay stuck in that type of thinking and mindset, and they don't set themselves up to thrive. So maybe that means opening a business. Maybe that means, I don't know. So I'm not a financial advisor, but whatever it is, right? That God is telling you.
Just listening, God taking that first step, right?
Exactly. And so sometimes we have to set ourselves up to be able to receive what God wants to give us, but it also takes action on our part. So the manna mindset is being stuck in that place of constantly just expecting manna, constantly just expecting those miracle provisions. And I believe that God wants us to move past some of that. We always rely on God. Even now in my business, I rely on God, right? God, you're going to bring me the clients, but do I need to know marketing? Yes. Do I need to know how to, boost my skill set? Of course. So, that's really what the manna mindset is about.
And that's part of that healing your relationship with money, right?
Absolutely. And if money doesn't sit as the idol in our heart, then God can bless us with even more, so we can fund the mission of whatever God put in your heart to do.
I love it. Last question here. Why should everyone write a book?
Everyone should write a book, because you all have a story, and nobody's story is not unique. We all have unique experiences. The Bible says we've gone through similar things, but we all carry a unique DNA in our story. And there's an audience that's literally waiting for you, praying to hear your story, and you're going to impact someone through it.
That is so cool. Well, Daniella, thank you so much for being a guest today. I threw up the QR code there again. If people want to find you, this is your link tree. They can get you all of your stuff through that, right?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniella. Rob, you jumping back on here? Let's get him back on the show.
Yes, I'm back, except I'm blocked. I feel like I'm in witness protection with her QR code. Really quick, Danielle, before you leave, you mentioned your Italian background. Favorite food your mom made?
Ooh, good one.
Oh, favorite food my mom made, probably like seafood pasta. She would make with like shrimp and all of that. Clams.
I don't get that in Colorado. We don't have a sea close.
Oh, we do it. Yes.
I love the manna mindset. That is so cool. was, hey, you're super fun. We'd love to have you on again. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Rob, I know it's awesome, right? Just what you're doing there, writing books, and the man I said that really stuck out to me. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was the winner right there. Winner, Parmesan dinner.
Again, we bring it back to food like always.
Bring it back to food. Exactly. That's exactly. Well, man, we're like, whoo, food. You know.
Well, Rob, our next guest is an incredible guy. I got a lot to talk about him on. Kenny Evans. Man, you want to bring him on?
I do. Hey, Kenny.
We share the same barber, me and Kenny.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Kenny.
I'm about to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me start by making you all really, really jealous. Okay. Dear summer sausage.
Oh. Oh man, why you got to do that to us?
I heard the summer sausage part.
Why you got to do that to us? That's just not nice. Well, hey guys,
I heard you talk about it.
If you don't know Kenny Evans, he's a former country music star turned evangelist, performing with legends like Kenny Chesney, sharing his powerful testimony. Kenny has devoted his life to ministry. He's got a new album just came out, People Like Us. It's been 25 years of Pigeon Forge's American Oldies Show. And your story of redemption, man, it's going to inspire some people. I know it does.
Yeah, I love what I do, and I love sharing. For a lot of years when I was out doing concerts and speaking engagements, I would use the word my testimony, and God just kind of showed me that a few years ago that it's actually mine and my wife's story, because she's the backbone to all of this. But God has been good in all these years.
Yeah, no, completely. Well, you're one flesh, right? Well, that's incredible, man. So I do have to talk about some of the country music, because I love country music. I grew up, in that world. I don't know if I've told Rob this or so, but my family's from Tennessee. My grandpa is, and his first cousins are Loretta Lynn and Crystal Gale. Their last name's Webb as well.
Where are they from?
My grandpa's from Hollow Rock out there, and that's where he was born. But they actually grew up more northeast Tennessee, up in the hills up there. So that our family had been up there for generations.
I love that place. Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's really cool with that. But our when we were growing up, our family gatherings were shindigs, banjos, bass. Like my aunt was a recording artist. She sounded a lot like Patsy Cline. It was really, really cool stuff.
Awesome, man. Cool.
I can't sing a lick and I can't play an instrument, but I do have a guitar over here that I'm hoping to learn someday.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, good stuff.
Well, awesome. Well, tell us about that, how you came from country music to ministry. Well,
I spent most of the 1990s on tour with a band, and I had a little success in that industry. Had a great booking agent. Played a lot of shows. Had the opportunity to work with some of the what they call them stars, I guess. Kenny Chesney. I did a show with him in Greenville, South Carolina. Toby Keith, Charlie Daniels, just a list of the 90s country stars. And really and truly, that was a place in my life where I was lost. I had never accepted Christ, and country music was my God. And I literally worshiped everything about it. I loved the being on stage with a live band, and I had a great band. Being in Nashville, the recording process, the songwriting process, it was my God. And sadly, I put it before everything, my family and my wife, and like a lot of the others. Now, there's a lot of really good people. I believe there are saved people in country music. I wasn't one of them. And like a lot of others, I got heavily involved with alcohol and drugs and made some terrible choices. And when I go out and speak, at churches or wherever I'm at, I tell them, my wife and I, last month, December the 18th, celebrated 30 years.
Congratulations. That is amazing.
And thank you. And that is just a testimony of God's grace. And sometimes I may be a little too transparent, but the reality is I gave her every reason to throw me out. But because of her grace, I turned to Jesus. I got saved in January of 1998. And here's the crazy thing. I had just been offered a major record deal with Asylum Records. My producer, I had a great producer. I had a great manager. I had an independent record deal and a song on country radio called Teardrop, Texas. But when Asylum Records was going to sign me, My manager and my producer, they went to work, doing the negotiation stuff. I had just given my life to Christ, gotten saved. And crazy enough, God saved me from a life of alcohol abuse. And in August of 1999, while I was on tour in South Dakota, me and my band, we were almost killed in a head-on collision by a drunk driver.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I laid in the hospital for days and days and days with my wife sitting right beside me. And it was at that point in my life that I truly felt that God had another plan for me, and it wasn't to be a country music star. I still love country music. I still sing some country music, but I surrendered my whole life to the Lord. God called me to ministry. 25 years now, I've been singing in Pigeon Forge, doing oldie stuff, and the theater allows me to share my story. That's what's really cool.
That's cool.
And then I'm on the road 125 days a year doing concerts and speaking engagements, sharing that story.
That is amazing. That is really cool. Yeah, I read about the accident and how you went through that and the change. That is incredible. And congratulations on the 30 years of marriage, because that's huge.
God has been good.
Yes. Well, and you're still singing. You do the Pigeon Forge stuff, but like I said in the introduction there, you have a new album, right?
Have a new album. We released this album last spring called People Like Us. Scotty Inman, who is a great artist himself, Scotty produced the album. And had a song out earlier in the year called I keep saying earlier in the year. Can you believe it's 2025?
Yeah, it's early in the year, yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, in the spring of 2024, we released a song called People Like Us, and it was received well. And we got a song out right now. It's actually a duet with Scotty Inman. Every time somebody hears it, they say, "Man, that sounds like Brooks and Dunn," but it's me and Scotty.
Yeah, you do have that in your voice, yes.
Well, yeah, I'm a country boy, but yeah, it's a song called "Jesus Isn't Done Yet," and it's at radio right now. And man.
Well, they can find it on radio, Spotify, Apple Music, all of them, right?
Everywhere, everywhere you find music, all the streaming platforms. So
I got to ask you, what inspired that project?
I have been friends for many, many years with the guys in Triumphant. Eric Bennett is like a brother to me, been for a long time. And all those guys have been good friends. And in the 25 years in Pigeon Forge, this spring will be my 26th year. Crazy stuff. But, I've recorded a lot of what they call cover songs.
Yeah.
Songs I do in the show. But when Scotty Inman released his first solo album called Anywhere Jesus Is, I had felt in my heart that it was time to put out some new Kenny Evans music. It'd been a long time, but I never really heard that sound that I thought, would suit me as an artist. So when Scotty put out his album, Anywhere Jesus Is, it became my favorite album, in many, many years.
That's cool.
And I actually went to hear Triumphant one night and in concert. And on the way out, I told Scotty that I would be, texting him. And I did. I said, "Man," I said, "have you ever thought about producing an album?" And he said, "Actually, I have." And I said, "Well, I think I'm the guy." And so we actually used the same exact team that they used for both albums. He's got a new album out now. We went in the studio, and I told Scotty, I said, "Man," I said, "I want this thing to sound like what you did." Of course, it's different songs, and things like that. But they used the same team, and my goodness, man, they knocked a grand slam with the album People Like Us.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I know you talk about, your overcoming of addiction, infidelity, the near-death experience, all of these things. And I know a lot of people in our audience have had, faced similar things, me included. I've faced a lot of this in my life. Yeah. And God's grace is just amazing. And I know that's shaped your ministry and your family life and everything, right? Because how many kids and grandkids and everything you got now?
We have 3 kids. This is what's amazing. I tell people this all the time. And when I look back at my life and who I used to be, I truly don't deserve the goodness of God.
Right.
I'm sitting here looking at a picture behind me right now of my family. We have 3 kids, Tyler, Lane, and Savannah. Tyler's married to Lindsay. Lane is married to Farron. Savannah has her boyfriend. But anyway, so I have 2 great daughter-in-laws.
That's amazing.
And we have 3 grandkids. We have 2 granddaughters and a grandson that'll be a year old February the 2nd.
And seeing how God has been transformed into their lives, your decision on that, seeing how that trickles down, that is a really cool thing to see, isn't it?
All three of my kids are actually on church staff. Two of them at
Oh,
my home
wow. That's
church.
cool.
And my son Lane is a worship leader at a church in Loudon, Tennessee.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Rob, what you got?
Hey, I wanted to say something. Of course, I love Pigeon Forge.
Yes.
Can you tell people where they can see you in Pigeon Forge?
Well, that's a good question because I don't know where I'll be next year. And here's
okay.
So here, yeah. So I know that's crazy.
But go to your website. You'll have it up when you get there. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Last year
for
we
a lot
were
of
at the
people,
Mountain of Entertainment Theater. That's where we're. I don't know where I'll be this year. I've already got almost 160 tour dates this year.
Wow.
So I'll have to plug in some Pigeon Forge stuff here and there. But yeah, they can find it kennyevans.org.
Are you going to be in Colorado? That's where I'm based.
Oh, okay. So check this out. Have I got a few more seconds? Are we good?
Of course you do. You got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. So my wife and I celebrated 30 years of marriage December the 18th. She visited Estes Park last summer. My daughter was on a mission trip in Estes Park.
Yes.
And so she came back. I love to hunt and fish. Can you see my deer skull at all?
Oh, yeah. I got it. I see it back there. Yes.
I love it. Hunting and fishing is my thing. So my wife goes to Estes Park. There's literally elk.
Oh, yeah. Elk come through. Yeah.
Laying in the yard of the hotel we're at. So my wife comes back and she's like, I have to take you to Estes Park. You will lose your mind. So guess where we're going in June to celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary?
That is amazing.
Estes Park,
Estes
Colorado.
Park's a great place. It's about 45 minutes from me. So when you come out, we'll have to grab some coffee or lunch.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll bring you some deer summer sausage.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I'm in Ohio. Just saying.
There's good deer in Ohio too.
There are.
Listen, Ohio State put Tennessee Vols out of the playoffs. Come on.
OH. That's how we roll here.
Oh,
Hey, listen, I'm going to bring everybody back. See, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're like the Brady Bunch now.
Hey,
thank you guys for being a part of our first show of 2025. We appreciate you. Of course, it's always fun. Great to hear Kenny's story. And Manna, I'm still totally stoked on this whole thing with the Manna thing. I've been texting her off thing. Oh, this is awesome. You're awesome. So, but hey, listen, we appreciate you guys for being a part of this and being with us today on Thrive. I'm going to make sure I hit the right button so we can go like that. Whoop. And here we are.
I like the sound effects, Rob, with the whoop.
Whoop. There it is. No.
Love it.
Wow. Hey, my internet actually improved as the show went on. So I felt more confident to actually be back on Nuggle.
But hey, 2025 first show in the books.
In the books. It's going to be a great one. Hey, check us out on social media. We always ask for you to do that. Follow us. And of course,
she just comes and drops off bacon to me. See how this works?
That is awesome. That is awesome. Live on television. Bacon delivery. Instead of Grubhub, it's Bacon Hub. Hey, follow us on social media. Remember to download the app. It's AbundantTV. You can go find it on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or just on your phone and watch us each week. New shows every Thursday at noon on the network. And of course, thanks so much for being a part of it. And thank you so much for last year. This show started out of an idea of two guys just hanging out talking and has grown into an amazing thing. Our last episode before this one, over 90,000 people have watched it. It's just completely incredible. Yeah. And couldn't happen without this guy right here because he's the glue that keeps everything together. Appreciate you, buddy. And remember, hey, go out this week and thrive.